Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to all teachers out there. Come on, cough it out with me. Decide. Okay, today I would like to share with you about the new model, okay, that I'm going to use with my students. That is for writing paper 2, okay, part 2. That is guided writing. So the formula that I plan to use with my students is known as here. Okay, ICE 1, 2, 3, C. Okay, I is for introduction. CE 1, 2, 3 is referring to the content elaboration. Okay, the tasks given to them in the question, that is content 1, 2, 3 with the elaboration 1, 2, 3. And then the last C is for the closing, conjunctions, and the use of cohesive devices. Okay, if you notice, okay, for all this, okay, for all these one, the conjunctions and the cohesive devices, they are similar to the ones that I have listed down in GR123C. The reason for me to do that is that I want my students to get familiar with certain conjunctions and cohesive devices, since I'm teaching the middle class until the end class. All right, so I don't want to trouble my students with too many of conjunctions and cohesive devices. I want something for them to start writing and something familiar for them to use in their writing. So you are welcome to add on the conjunctions and also the cohesive devices for your students to use. Okay, this is how I plan to use my module. Okay, first of all, the students will be given the question. Okay, we read the question together with them. All right, slowly. Okay, we read the questions together with them. I'm not going to read with you, of course. Okay, and then we ask them to identify the task that they have to answer. So they will look for the bullet 1, bullet 2, and bullet 3. So after identifying the tasks that they have to fulfill in the question, they are going to fill in the tables provided to them. Of course, during exam, the tables are not going to be given, but this is for writing practice in class. Okay, so we ask them to use the I, the first I. Okay, remember the first I just now. Okay, the first I is referring to introduction. Okay, so we put here introduction, and you will notice I highlight here. Okay, let me show you. Introduction, I put taken from the rubric. Okay, some of you might disagree with me. So it is up to you. If you want your students to come up with their introduction regarding the topic, you can encourage them. But this is from my own experience. The students will ask you, how are we going to start, teacher? Okay, remember, we are not talking about good students. We are not talking about the ones that are going to get 5, 5, 5, 5 for their content, CA, O, and also language. This one, we want our students to at least get 3, 3, 3, 3, or 4, 3, 3, 3, or 5, 3, 3, 3. Okay, that should be enough for them for the time being. So for the introduction, I'm going to take from the rubric. Okay, that is why I put here intro is referring to the rubric. So what are they going to do is they are going to change the pronouns in the rubric. Okay, they are going to identify the pronouns of your, okay, and then your again, okay, you, and then all these pronouns are going to be changed for their introduction. Okay, to make it personalized to them as a writer. Okay, done with I. Okay, and then we go to CE 1, 2, 3. Okay, delete this one first. Delete. Okay. For this one, okay, for the middle part there, we have C1 here, E1 here, and then we have C2 here. But remind our students, be careful, because for C2, we have reasons. That means they have to come out with more than one reason. They can come up with 3, but as for me, I would like them to stick to 2 first. Alright, because remember the number of words, only 125 to 150 words for part 2. Okay, so I want them to come up with only 2 reasons. For each reason, they have to come up with the E, the elaboration. Okay, so we have reason 2 here and also elaboration for reason 2. Okay, and then we go to the last task, that is, why do you save your money? Okay, we put the question here, that is for C3. And then we ask the students to come out with the elaboration again. So for every single question they ask, they are going to get the answer. For every single question, they will have one answer, one sentence. Every single question, one sentence. And by doing this, inshallah, they will reach this number of words of 125 until 150 words. Okay, then we go to the final part of the formula, that is C, our C. C is referring to closing. Alright, first it is referring to closing. So we ask the students to come up with at least one sentence related to the question. Okay, and it will be enough for the closing. But for the teaching purpose here, okay, I put 2 sentences for the closing. And then remember, our next C is going to be our conjunctions and cohesive devices. So the student choose. They just choose which conjunctions to be used, with cohesive devices to be used, but train them, it needs to be used appropriately. Okay, done with our teaching. Then we go to the next one. Okay, on this page, the students have to transfer whatever they have done in the first practice just now in the form of essay. Okay, this is for them to train. This is to train them. First, they were with us, okay, to discuss, okay, to brainstorm, and then they write the sample essay given to them, and then now they transfer the sample essay into the essay form with the hope that they are going to read the essay while copying the essay. This is an old way of learning and teaching language. Okay, next one. You will notice that, Kak Ni, you are giving the students the same questions. Why? Yes, I am giving them the same question. But this time is going to be their enrichment activity. Why? Because they have to do it on their own. Okay, there will be no more reason for them not to be able to do this on their own because they have sample. And you will have students who are going to ask you, teacher, can we take some of the ideas from the sample? Tell them yes, because we want them to write. Okay, after that, after they finish brainstorming all their ideas, filling up the introduction, okay, and then ask them to fill up the C here, and the third C here. Remind them that they have to come up with a closing sentence and list down the cohesive devices and also conjunctions that they plan to use. Okay, then they are going to transfer everything in the form of an essay. If the students ask us, can we just write the essay without drafting? Tell them no. Okay, not yet. You are not at the level yet. We want you to go through the process of brainstorming and then constructing sentences and then choose the correct, the correct cohesive devices and conjunctions to be used. Okay, so that is my plan. How I am going to use ICE123C with my students. So if you have anything, just text me. We can discuss how to improve the module. So that's all. Coffee talk for tonight. See you in the next session. Alright, bye. Assalamualaikum.